Welcome to the June meeting. Everybody please stand. Face the flag. Pledge of allegiance. Pledge of allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands,
One nation.
under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hey everybody, welcome aboard. We're here for June. First thing on the agenda should be. We gotta vote on the minutes of the meeting. So. Has everybody had a chance to read the minutes?
Yep.
Yes. One by one, sound off.
Make a motion to accept
Yeah,
the minutes.
make the motion to accept the minutes.
I'll second.
How do you vote?
Aye.
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 You can say aye too.
No, I got it this time.
All right, motion passed. All right. First thing on the agenda should be, yeah, we don't have the sheet. All right. Thank you. Would be Ayers property. Good.
No, I mean, we're here just.
You gotta state your name?
Sorry. Mark Morrison, landscape architect for the Ayler property and project.
Okay.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, John Andrews, I serve as engineer to the planning board.
Correct.
As you may recall at the workshop, they did make a revised submittal. The project has been modified. Now it is simply the placement of fill against an existing retaining wall to make it disappear. The pool has been handled in a different manner through the building inspector. So as a consequence, their land disturbance is below 5,000 square feet. They, however, they need a permit, a Town of Kent steep slope and erosion control permit, because they are installing 700 cubic yards of fill, and there is a small section, about 1,670 square feet of steep slope that's being disturbed. So they need a town permit. They no longer need coverage under the Speedies permit. There is a memo from me. Bruce is pretty much satisfied. He has no further issues. The action is typically a type 2, which requires no environmental review, but the custom and practice has been a submission of a completed SEAF, short environmental assessment form. So we've requested that from the applicant. Most of the other matters in our memo have been satisfactorily resolved. They submitted documentation as to where they're obtaining their fill. It is clean, new fill from a reputable supplier. They did provide a bond estimate. They did ask to have the bond waived, but there are no provisions under your code to waive the bond. The bond estimate provided was $4,700. We take no exception to that. As part of this, what we would recommend is that you accept that amount and refer it to the town board for acceptance and approval. Typically, a public hearing is required, but in this case, we would recommend strongly that you consider waiving the requirement for a public hearing, because this is a relatively minor action, and it really is totally encapsulated in the site. And it has reached the point where, again, we would suggest that you move this project to the consultants to be handled administratively to fine-tune it and get it ready for final signature. So as a consequence, there's 3 things that you need to accomplish tonight, and I'll go through them slowly, and you might want to do them one by one. The first would be to waive the public hearing. on the basis that this is a minor project and it is merely stabilizing and effectively eliminating an existing retaining wall. You could do that by a simple oral resolution.
All right. I'll make the motion in regards to waiving the public hearing for Ayers.
I'll second that.
How do we vote?
Aye.
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 Item number 2 would be to accept the bond amount of $4,700 and refer it to the town board for acceptance.
I'll make the reference also. I'll also make the motion to accept the bond amount for $4,700 to be referred to the town board in regards.
Second.
Second it. How do we vote?
Aye.
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 And the last action that you would be to move the project to the consultants to be handled administratively.
Administrative track, right?
Administrative track, yes.
Correct. All right, I'll make that motion also. Someone second it?
I'll second that.
All right. How do we vote?
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
That's it.
We're done.
We are done.
Just for the applicant's benefit, you just got to dot your i's, cross your t's, get us that additional information, and we'll move this ahead. All right?
Congratulations. Take it easy. You're welcome. Have a good one. Next on the agenda would be Dorman property. Come on now, Jack.
John Carell for Mr. Dorman. He couldn't be here tonight. We received comment memos from Bruce and from John, and on this drawing, the main thing, one thing was the lighting, the other was a turbidity curtain, and the other was core logs for instead of silt fence. All that is on the drawings, and there's a couple other minor comments and notes. I think we want to schedule a public hearing.
Correct. Yeah, we will.
Unless you want to waive it.
I don't know you would
Good evening again.
Howdy, sir.
As Mr. Carell indicated, there is a memo from myself and a memo from Bruce.
Yes.
Basically, as Jack indicated, I had some minor comments, none of which are substantial. And Bruce also had some comments. As you may recall, again, from the workshop, what is shown on the plans is, I guess, best described as Mr. Dorman's line in the sand. This is where he would like it. And both Bruce and I believe that we now have sufficient information in the record to schedule a public hearing. And our recommendation to you this evening would be to make no decisions at this time, but to schedule the public hearing for the first meeting in July.
Correct.
And if you have any questions, you can obviously ask Jack.
I do have one question. In reference to the architectural plans,
Uh-oh, yes.
in the one here that's option 4, it shows the breezeway going
Yes.
to the house. It shows a bathroom there. Where is that coming from?
There's no bathroom.
Here. Look at that. Looks like a bathroom.
I think that's in the house.
No, the house is here. There's no bump out in the house.
I think the existing bathroom was in the house.
This
On the opposite side
breezeway
of
is
that
coming
wall
right into the
originally.
side. Maybe the house is drawn in the wrong spot, is that what you're saying?
This is not my plan, so I really can't address that, but
Okay.
we can address it during the public hearing.
That's fine.
Okay.
First,
No problem.
All right, thank you.
Any other questions?
No.
No? No? All right. I'll make that motion in regards to sending it to a public hearing for next month.
I'll
At the regular-
second.
How do we vote?
Aye.
Aye.
There you go.
Thank you very much.
Not a problem. All right, what's next? Next is Pie property. My Fair Union.
How you doing? I'm Ford Pye from 32 Ticonderoga Road. And
Yeah, let him,
Hey, let him see.
yeah, then you can jump in.
Good evening again. Mr. Pye, as you all know, Mr. Pye has made an application. The project is before you because it's in response to an order to remedy a violation that was issued by the building inspector back in October of 2022. The project involved originally an addition to a single-family home. Bill went out there and found that an in-ground pool was installed and that a large portion of the lot, definitely in excess of 5,000 square feet, was disturbed. He issued an order of remedy and required that an erosion and sediment control permit be obtained. Mr. Pye is following up on that. We did make a field observation visit to the project site on June 1st, the night of the workshop, along with Bruce and Bill Walters. Work has continued, and basically a large portion of the site has been stabilized, and grass has been established. The pool is substantially complete, the fence is installed. We've got an almost complete project here, except that the restoration work needs to continue. There's grass that hasn't grown in areas, and it's a drought right now, so you're not gonna have much success growing grass. What has been stabilized throws this project well under the 5,000 square feet. They didn't remove any material. All the material that was excavated for the pool was used to shape the yard and do that. So basically, we're now in the final stages of a restoration. Technically, still needs a permit. The remaining work is relatively minor. It involves primarily seeding in an effort to establish grass. We recommend that work continue. It's our understanding from Mr. Walters that the applicant, Mr. Pye, has continued to work with him, and any issues get taken care of relatively promptly, and we're moving this to close out his issues. Based on all that, what we would recommend is that the planning board waive the requirements of section 66-6B, which is substantially the erosion control permit requirements. And that in lieu of that, the applicant had submitted a survey that was somewhat hand-noted. What we would ask is that survey be modified, and it's something Mr. Pye or his wife could do by hand, just to show the general areas that need to be finally restored, the open areas. Just confirm where the pool equipment is and what it is, and then show the final fence location, because there was no fence when the survey was done. The applicant will have to pay the erosion control inspections. Here again, we would recommend that the public hearing be waived. This one it's well on its way to being resolved, and I'd like to continue that effort and make sure we move it ahead. And then we would, again, recommend that this project be moved on an administrative track. So there's basically three things: waive the town code provisions of 66.6B, accept the survey with some hand-drawn additions. That would be item number one. Item number two would be to waive the public hearing. This is a minor project. The remaining work is minor, and the applicant is fully cooperating with town staff, and that the project be moved to administrative track. Probably should do each one individually.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Please.
All right, first one would be waive, town code of 6B?
Yes.
666B?
Yes.
Okay,
Don't ask.
exactly, I'm not gonna ask. I'll make that motion.
Second.
Second. How do we vote?
Aye.
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 Good enough. All right, that's first. Waive the public hearing.
I'll move.
I'll make that motion too.
I'll second.
A second. How do we vote?
Aye.
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 Good enough. That's two. And number three, the survey be modified either by hand, handwritten notes.
That was part of the first one, so now you just gotta move it to be handled.
Oh, to make administrative track, my bad. All right, so we'll move it to administrative track. I'll make that motion.
I'll second that.
You'll second it. How do we vote?
Aye.
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 That's it.
Gentlemen, that resolves it, Mr. Pai will just, if you can get that stuff, you can talk to Vera, and we'll take it from there.
Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Take it easy. Have a good one.
Enjoy it.
All right. Next one is, yeah. that's- Okay, so we're gonna go below the line now, right? I believe so.
Well,
Is something else?
comments here, and then we can
Okay.
move below the line. The next item on the official agenda is Kent Country Square.
Uh-huh.
And just to refresh the board's memory, what you elected to do is move the presentation by the applicant to July 13th, which is actually your workshop, which kind of got
Correct.
moved due to the holiday.
Heard that?
And we felt that was a better venue, and everybody would be, all the planning board members would be present.
Yep.
Since this is a fairly significant project.
Correct.
Moving below the line, if it's your pleasure, you can do that.
Please do.
Holly property, we're expecting a revised submittal. I think their intent is to get it in so that they will be on the July agenda. We did do a field visit. We answered some questions and addressed some of Bruce's and my concerns, so that they're doing a pretty good job of advancing that project. Doherty Electric, the ball is in their court. They tried to make a submittal, and through the wonders of the electronic medium, nothing came through. So we need a paper copy of the map delivered, we need a few other things.
Okay.
And there's a judge that has to complete some deed work that
Okay.
we need to see.
All right.
Old 17 in Rocky Ridge, Jeff has finally come to life and has weighed in. He's issued a copy of the agreement. He's working on the bonds.
Cool.
So that's moving ahead. We expect that to be in a position where the chairman will be able to sign things in the relatively near future.
Okay.
Uh,
Kent's self-storage.
And self-storage, again, last time we talked to Joe Rena, they're making a submission. We expect them to be in July.
Okay.
Now, apparently, there's 2 Kent self-storages.
Yeah,
There's an issue with the
I
other
noticed
Kent
that.
self-storage, so that's not even included here. So we'll move ahead with this one, and we'll deal with the other one. Real Buto, I think we are waiting for a submission of an as-built with some additional information, which we have not got. Ranieri, it's a bond issue. I did speak with Mr. Ranieri's representative, Bob Bradley. Apparently, the bonds are finished, but they have not yet been delivered to the town.
Okay.
So apparently the ball is in their court.
Okay.
So, Guy Lozaka, Mayet, they've disappeared off the radar. I don't know what's
surprise.
transpiring there. New York State DEP in Seven Hills, that one's kind of dropped off the radar, but the ball is clearly in their court. We did
Okay.
have some discussions with the gentleman handling the project, and he did have some extensive discussions with Liz before she left, trying to get the issues resolved. But again, we haven't seen anything. Kent Manor, we just received this afternoon, at least some of us did, a response to Jeff Battistoni's letter. It was received late. I haven't had a chance to review it. It came from an attorney representing
The new
Kent
owners?
Manor. So I will try to reach out to Jeff and see what he wants to do with it.
Okay.
But it was a rather lengthy letter. I think it, with attachments, it was about 73 pages in response to Mr. Battistoni.
Okay.
Kent Country Square, Route 52, we've talked about.
Yeah.
And then the excavation law, we did receive comments from Simon. Bruce and I have talked. We're awaiting direction from the town, but we have reached out to Jeff Battistoni. He's also working on it on your behalf. Bruce will be returning on the 24th.
Okay.
The consultants meeting is scheduled for the 27th.
Okay.
So we are blocking out time, Bruce and myself, to review the law with Mr. Battistoni at that time, and we will address Simon's comments and any comments anyone else may have before that event. So if you please get them to us through Vera, we'll be more than happy to review them and modify the law. We are also waiting for clear direction from the town board. Bruce has been in touch with a couple of members of the town board, and the town board's figuring out their process, and we expect to get some clear direction and finalize a timeline in the very near future.
Excellent. Anything else?
That'll
Anybody
do
else? Anybody want to say anything? Commentaries? No? All right, everybody. I wish you all a happy 4th of July. Yes, I will, in a minute. Thanks, Mom. I'll make that motion to close the meeting. I wish you all a happy 4th of July.
Second.
How do we vote?
Aye.
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 Happy 4th, everybody.